if you're looking for a new children's book for your young ones to read over spring vacation next week, a local author has just released a fun new book about two tortoises. It's called The Story of Neeps and Tattie.
You'll have the chance to meet the author, and believe it or not, a tortoise as well during an upcoming book signing. Joining us this morning is Diane, Madden. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so Diane, before we talk about the tortoise making an appearance at your event, which I think is awesome.
Very excited for that.
And that's coming up tomorrow. Tell us about the book, what it's about.
Yeah, of course. In 2019, I went to Scotland with my husband and our dear friends from Pennsylvania, Amy Johnson and her husband Kevin. And I'd always been a big fan of Scotland, wanted to go. We were waiting to get on the Loch Ness ferry, and while we were waiting, we got our tickets. We're just kind of, Amy and I were wandering around the cute little neighborhood with all the little white stucco cottages, and we saw this woman with this beautiful garden, and she was gardening, and we walked up to the stone wall and just said, "Wow, your garden is beautiful." And there was a little pond with this little hut, and we looked at her and we said, "Well, you know, what lives in that little garden?" And in that hut, and she said, "Oh, my two 52-year-old tortoises." And it was October, so it was cool. We had jackets on and everything. And we said, "Well, where are they?" And she said, "Oh, they're in the fridge." And I'm like, "Excuse me?" And she said, "Oh, yes, I put them in the refrigerator every winter to help them hibernate." And we thought, we walked away and we were like, this is crazy. So of course, after the ferry ride and everything, we got on our phones and sure enough, we found out that not only are land tortoises a big pet in the United Kingdom, mostly England and in Scotland, very much so in both of those countries. Here too in the US, but very big over there. And they're a big pet in families, and they pass them down in wills and everything. You know, and so we learned that yes, a lot of people put them in the refrigerator to help them hibernate.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's amazing.
I know. We just thought that would be a really fun children's story, and the rest is history.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the book signing and who you bring with you.
Yes, so I actually, through the whole process, I just became enamored with tortoises, and I actually got a tortoise, rescued a tortoise named Neeps. He's about 5 years old. He's a Herman tortoise. He looks very much like the cover of the book. He's about 8 by 8. And I take him with me on school visits and library visits, book signings, and the kids love him. And you know, when I do a presentation at a school, usually, you know, we talk about tortoises and the difference between tortoises and turtles, and then I put him down and let him run around and bring some strawberries for him to eat.
Look at the strawberries.
Yeah.
Such a great educational tool too, you know?
Kids love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really do. And then, you know, I walk around so we can get up close and personal with them, and it's really fun. I have a great time.
So what's the details of the book signing? What time and where?
Yes, so the book signing is a week from Saturday. I'm trying to think what the date is, what that is, and it's at 10:30. It's going to be at Letterpress Books right over here at Northgate. A beautiful little bookstore, and so we wanted to do it the day before Easter. We thought that would be fun, and also I got Neeps a little outfit to wear, so it fits him. I tried it on last night. I got it on Etsy. And so I'm hoping that the kids enjoy seeing that and come in, and I'm going to do a reading of the book right at 10:30, and then I'll be signing books and just letting people meet Neeps.
How did you take that sort of encounter in Scotland and then put it into a book?
Yeah, it's a really good question. So we came home, and I had worked in sort of the children's literacy area for a while. I was the director of the Raising Readers program at Maine Health for many years, and so I worked with a lot of Maine authors to get, you know, really quality books in the hands of Maine children. And I had a lot of old friends that I called up and I said, what would you suggest for me to get started? How would I do that? So I used some of my contacts, and they suggested that I call Maine Author Publishing up in Thomaston. They're very good at working with new authors, and so they did like everything for me. You know, we wrote the script. It took us a couple years because COVID hit. It took us a long time to find an illustrator, and when we did, we were so lucky to find Abigail Swartz. She's a young woman in Freeport, and it was her first children's book to illustrate. Amazing
so
illustrator.
Talented, yeah.
She is, and plus she'd been to Scotland, so she knew a little bit about it.
So
I know, we were so lucky. And so she was wonderful and did such a beautiful job. We were very happy, and we look at this as kind of a keepsake book, you know. So it's done very well, even for baby showers and things like that. So it's really great for our kids up to like age 8, and we made it big intentionally so that when when you have a child on your lap, you're kind of, they're all just encompassed in and reading the book.
What's been the feedback when it comes to not only the book but the tortoise going on the road with you?
Oh, people love it. They just think it's really fun. It's just something different. And one day I just put, like, on social media, I put Neeps up on the dashboard and I took a picture and posted it, and I just put like Willie Nelson's on the road again and put it up, and it just got lots of likes, and people enjoy it. It's been fun. And then my co-author Amy, who lives in Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, she has a tortoise too. So hers is named Tattie. And so, yep, hers is rescued as well. Tattie's a little bit bigger than Neeps, and she's doing the same thing down in Pennsylvania, actually at the down in Cape May. She lives there also, as I am up here. So yeah, we're just trying to get our book out more to more children, and our dream is to eventually get it hopefully across the pond. It's hard to sell books over, across the pond unless you have a way to get them over there and a distributor. But that's kind of our dream, is to get them in the hands of more kids in Scotland. So.
How special would it be to find that lady and give her a copy of it?
Well, we were going to go last year, and we had to postpone the trip. But that is our goal, is to go and see if she's there.
Oh, that would be so great.
And give her one. So I would love to do that.
Not only getting great feedback from some of the people that show up for your book signings that read the book, but this book has been honored, right? I mean,
yes,
great reviews.
Yes, we were really honored to find out. We were given what they call a starred review from Kirkus Reviews. And Kirkus Reviews, real quick, is a national organization that reviews thousands of books every year. Just about every new book that kind of comes out gets sent by a publisher there. And we actually got a starred review. And at first I looked and I didn't really understand what it was. And then I was told that it was only a very small % of authors ever get one every year. So that was really wonderful. We were pretty excited about that. And then at the end of the year, they contacted us again and told us that they were going to put us on their list of top 100 indie books of 2024. So we were pretty honored to have that happen. And we were actually only one of 8 kids' books, I think, on the list that I saw. So yeah, so that's been a little bit of a boost in sales that way. But we do have a sequel planned.
Oh, great!
And hopefully get that out there in a couple of years. But yeah, so it's been a really fun. We'd like to have them have more adventures. So there's several different ideas in the works.
Amazing. And real quick, remind everyone once again of the signing and the information.
Yes, it's going to be on April,
week from
19th?
Saturday.
Yeah,
week from Saturday,
tomorrow.
thank you. At
19th, yep.
Yep, 20 at 10:30 at Letterpress Books right over here in Northgate.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, you brought your bunny. Maybe you should have a replay of the tortoise and the hare.
Yeah,
the
I
race,
know, right? Yeah, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
So exciting.
Yes, thank you very much.
Right.
And
just ahead, I'll be taking a look at some events coming up in my Weekend Outlook, and Emily will join us with your weekend forecast.